All right, guys, welcome back. Today I'm doing another Oracle card reading video. So I'm going to tell you guys the meaning of the Oracle card today. Today I'm going to be telling you guys the meaning of Melchizedek. So he is a Oracle card that I did a reading for. And I'm going to tell you guys what his meaning is for those of you who are interested. So this card is from the Keepers of the Light Oracle deck that I have. And what I've been doing, for those of you who don't know, is I've been doing readings with each one of the cards. And to give you guys an idea of what those cards' meanings are. And in these readings, what I do is I read a card and connect with the card to find out what the meaning of the card is, which is, it does take me some time to read the cards, but I enjoy doing it. I think it's pretty fun and interesting to connect with the cards and just find out what their meaning is. So, without further ado, we're going to talk about this gentleman, Melchizedek. And I might be saying his name wrong, but I like calling him Melchizedek. Melchizedek, yeah, that's his name, Melchizedek. So, and I will tell you guys, I don't look up the meanings of any of these cards at all. I really don't. What I do is connect with the card to gain the meaning. That's what I do. Okay. And I go with what feels right about the card. All right. Melchizedek. So, what is he all about? So, Melchizedek, he is about companionship. He is about being overwhelmed. He may come up in a reading if someone's overwhelmed. He's also about impatience. He's about quickly moving from one place to another. He's about traveling. So this could be traveling over water specifically. He's also about migration. So if you're someone in your, you may find yourself traveling with a large group of people suddenly. And this may not be a huge group of people, like hundreds of people, but it may be like you may find that you might be traveling with family, maybe for some unforeseen situation that might be coming up. You may be traveling unexpectedly out of nowhere. Um, let's see. Melchizedek, he's also about sadness. This can include if you are sad for some reason, if you find yourself crying or going through depression. Melchizedek is a card that is associated with that. He's also associated with grief. So this could be, there's a variety of different types of grief that's out there. You could have grief over, anything. It could be something not turning out the way you wanted it to. Maybe you were supposed to get a promotion and you didn't. Maybe you were counting on somebody to do something and they didn't. Maybe, you put all your efforts into building up a business and it didn't flourish like you thought it was going to, even though you put your money and time into it, right? You could have grief over, losing a loved one or a friend or a pet. Grief can come from a lot of different things. And, you know, grief can come from, really the death of an idea of something we thought was going to happen and it didn't happen. Doesn't necessarily just have to be associated with a person passing away. It can have a lot to do with, us grieving the loss of something not happening the way we thought it was going to or the way we expected it to. Okay. Melchizedek, he's also about looking into your roots. So specifically looking back at your ancestry, looking back and learning from your ancestors, learning from your ancestors' experiences. So ancestors, this could be people way back in your ancestry, or this could be, people like your grandparents, your great grandparents. This could also include your parents as well. He's also about you learning from your parents' challenges or obstacles. So anything that your parents may have went through, he's about you becoming aware of that and understanding those things, because it's always good to be aware of those, because you never know if that same thing could happen to you, and it's important that you have that information. And this could include you going and speaking with, someone in your family about something that may have happened. This could be your parents. This could be other distant relatives that you have as well, so that you can have a better understanding of like your heritage, maybe even your culture, maybe even spiritual practices in your family as well. Melchizedek is also about breaking generational curses. So you may be someone where in your life you want to break a generational curse. So you don't want to be like people in your family. Maybe you want to blaze a new trail or do something different with your life. And Melchizedek, he could come up in a reading if you were trying to work towards breaking generational curses, or maybe there is a curse that you have to break on your own. Maybe you may be conflicted and not know if you should, and he can come up if it's time for you to do that. And for many people, they can be scared to do that. um, he's also about taking a detour. So, unexpectedly blazing a new trail. So let's say you're going somewhere, and instead of going straight to your destination, maybe you may take time out and explore along the way. Maybe if you're doing like a road trip, maybe going to restaurants, maybe going and actually, checking out some of the architecture of buildings, maybe checking out, like seeing wildlife or other interesting things along the way. You know, just getting a different perspective than going the same, rather than going the same way as other people. He's about traveling the unfamiliar path, so, traveling the road less traveled, traveling the path that other people are not willing to. Let's see. Melchizedek is about quickly adapting to situations. So this is where you may quickly be dropped into a situation. You just got to boom, just adapt, just like that. You don't have time to think about it or do it. You just got to do it, just quickly do it and move forward. Um, and let's see. A good example of this might be like a job interview. Like, let's say, like, you're told that, you have a job interview tomorrow and you have like no time to prepare. And so you just have to quickly adapt to the situation and do what you can to like try to, move it along so you can make sure you do good on that interview. So that can kind of be an example. Let's see. Machi said that he is about you being confident, it's about you being brave. He's about you being someone people can look up to. So, in someone's eyes, you might be a hero to them, so he may come up in that regard. Melchizedek is also about communication. So he can come up if maybe you need to improve your communication, or maybe it's time for you to sit down and talk to somebody. Maybe you haven't talked to them in a while, and maybe it's time that you do, or maybe there's a message that you're supposed to be receiving and you're not. And maybe you have to open yourself up in order to receive that message. And then Melchizedek is also about, he also warns of there being an emergency situation. So there might be a situation that's going to pop up in your life that you have to be aware of. And he can come up in that regard to help you so you can prepare for that situation and know that that's on the horizon, so that you can come out and you can survive from it. Alrighty, guys. So today, I told you the meaning of the card, the Melchizedek Oracle card. I appreciate you spending time watching this video with me. I appreciate you guys hanging out with me. Bye-bye for now. Bye.